morning, learners. How are you today? I hope you are fine because I am very fine. Good morning, my friend. How are you? All right. Welcome to my zone online school. My name is Mrs. Mutabeti. Our theme for this week is summer. Before I introduce our topic for today, we have to sanitize our hands. There we go. We rub it in, we rub out, nicely out and between our fingers. Our topic for today for our lesson 4 is going to be punctuation, capital letters and pronouns. Good morning, learners, again. Good morning, my friend. Today we are going to look at the capital letters and the full stop. We are going to look at the capital letter and the full stop. What are these? These are what we call punctuation. We call them punctuation marks. They are marks and they have got the reasons why we have to use them. So when we look at our alphabet chart here, all these letters of alphabet, A, B, C, D, when we read them until the Z, the way they are written here, they are written in big letters. That is what we call capital letter. Capital letter. Okay, they are all capitals. And we have the small letters. How do we write these letters now to change them to small letters? Do we know how to write a into a small letter? That is big. But when we say it's a small letter, then it's that one. Okay. And we use these capital letters. We don't use them usually in the whole reading passage, but we have got some places, important places where we use the capital letters. Where do we use a capital letter when we are writing? We use a capital letter at the beginning of a sentence. Whenever we start writing a sentence, we use a capital letter, a big letter. All right, that is how we use a capital letter. Where else? Your name, when I write my name, Teacher Mudabeti, I don't start my name with a small letter like that. I start it with that one, a big one. A big letter for all the names. Your name, your parents' name, your town's name, your township, the location where you are staying, all the important places, the street names, we use capital letters. Names of rivers, names of all the important places in the world, we use the capital letters. Don't forget to use a capital letter also on the days of the week. Are we together? In the month of the year. All right. Again, still with the grade 2s, we are going to learn where to use this one. Do you know the name of that one? It's a what? It's a full stop. Thank you. That is a full stop. Do you know where we use a full stop? We use a full stop like that at the end of a sentence. I'm writing, and when I'm done, I have to show that this is where I'm ending. Because if you just leave your sentence hanging without a full stop, someone may not know whether you still want to continue or you have ended. So make sure that when you write your sentence, you use what? A full stop when you have ended. Are we together? Thank you. So we have learned the full stop and the capital letter. Remember, do not forget, capital letter with your name and with your important place. All right. So the grade 2s, let's go together on page 22 and see where we can put a capital letter and a full stop. All right, on 22, we are going to rewrite the sentences with the correct capital letter and a full stop. Let us read number 1. The child is playing with his toys. Is that sentence correct? Is it supposed to be like that? What is missing there? What are we supposed to change there? Okay? All right, thank you very much. There you got it. We are supposed to start a sentence with a capital letter. But on this sentence, we can see that they have started the sentence with a small t. They started with a t, which is small. They are supposed to start with a capital letter. And at the end of this sentence, the sentence is hanging. We don't know whether this sentence is going to continue or it has ended. So at the end of this sentence, they are supposed to put a full stop to show that they have finished. They are not going to continue. So I want you to continue trying number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5 in the same way. Number 2, you must find out for me what is wrong there. Where is the capital letter supposed to go? Where is the full stop supposed to go if we are supposed to put it there? The learners are writing with their pencils. Check for me that sentence and change the letter. I love my family. In April, we celebrate Easter. I love eating at Wimpy. All right, so, excuse me, you are going to rewrite. Don't just write in a letter which is already there. Please rewrite the whole sentence. In a way, you are practicing how to write so that you don't forget how to write when you are at home. Now, I'm going to take the grade 3 over to page 23 while the grade 2s are doing their work on page 22. Okay, grade 3s. Now let's go back to our punctuations again. This time we are going to add 2 more on the punctuations that we have learned. We have learned the full stop and the capital letter, remember, in grade 2. So now we are going to continue and adding more. Remember, we have got a lot of punctuation marks. But for you, for your grade, I'm just going to add 2 more. So I'm going to add this one. Besides the full stop and the capital letter, I'm going to add this one. Look at me. A line and a dot under. And I'm also going to add this one which looks like my ear. I'm drawing my ear. There you go. What is that? So, and after these 2 big ones, I'm going to show you the small one which just come like this, but we are going to take them one by one. It's not difficult, don't worry. Okay, so now we have learned the capital letter, we have learned the full stop. Now we are going to add more of these ones. When do we use this punctuation mark and that one and this one? First of all, we have to know their names. Do you know what is the name of this line and the point under? This, we call it an exclamation mark. In the simplest way that we can remember it, just say it's a shouting mark. A shouting mark. Whenever you shout, you have to put it at the end of the shouting word. You must always remember that. It is only used at the end of a shouting word or end of a shouting statement. Right? Okay. Now what about that one which looks like my ear? What about that one? That one is called a question mark. Where do we use the question mark? Of course, at the end of a question. Whenever you are asking someone a question, whenever you write, you must make sure that you put it at the end. Don't just put a full stop there. It does not belong there because a full stop is not a question. But this one is a question mark. Put it there. For example, what is your name? Question mark. Where are you going? Question mark. Okay. And then we come to the small one. This one sometimes is not even visible, but when we read and we look through our passages, we will always find them there. They have got a meaning also. You know, they are used to separate the words. When you write a lot of words or a lot of names of things, good. Lots of names of things, you have to separate them. You cannot write, for example, I'm writing names of fruits. I write banana. I write apple. I start the apple. I write mango. Sorry. I write mango. You know, someone who is reading will not know whether I have written, whether this is one name, because there is nothing that shows that these things are different. But as soon as I put my commas in between, then someone who reads will know that, oh, this one is different from that one and from the other one. So it is used to separate the names. It can also be used to separate the numbers. If I'm writing maybe numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, look at this number. I can read it like it's a million or a billion, but the moment I separate them by putting the commas, then now someone will know that these numbers are different and they stand alone. Are we together? All right. Okay, so now let's go together on page 23, grade 3. Let's see how good and how well you have listened. Okay, look up there. Our exclamation, our full stop starts, exclamation, question mark, and a comma. Now we want to use these ones in our statements which are under there. So remember, you must know where to use them, then you will get it correct. Now let's do the first one together. Let me help you with the first one, and the second one, the rest you can do it at home. Okay, number 1. No, do not run in the house. No, do not run in the house. Something is missing there. It can be one punctuation or two. They can work together, all of them in one sentence. So you don't need to limit yourself to say it's only one. No, do not run in the house. So no is a shouting word. It shouts to you, no, do not run in the house. Full stop. I'm telling you not to run in the house, but I shouted, no! You put your exclamation mark there, and then you continue, do not run in the house, then you finish your sentence. Number 2, are you going to the rugby game? Are you going to the rugby game? What is that? Am I not asking you? Yes, of course I'm asking. It is a question mark that I should put at the end. So you can continue with the others by reading the sentence and then see how you can put the punctuations at the end of each sentence or wherever it is necessary. We are going to look at the pronouns. Remember, we have learned about nouns. What is a noun? If I may remind you, a noun is a name of a person, a name of a place, or a name of a thing. Now, today we don't want to call up the names of things, the names of people, the names of all the places, but we are going to replace them with the pronouns to make them shorter. I don't want to be calling my name. You know, my name is very long. Mudabeti, Mudabeti all the time. I don't want to use that. Therefore, I'm going to do what? I'm going to replace my name with a certain word. That word will be very short for you. So, if I'm talking about myself, I'll say, I. I'm a I. I'm not going to use Mudabeti. So, I is a pronoun. Now, what about if I'm referring to a boy? If I don't want to call his name, I'm going to say what? He. I replace his name with a word, he. If it's a girl, I'm also going to replace her name with a pronoun. And what is that pronoun? She. I'm not going to use her name. I'm just going to say she. She is running. She is eating. That is a pronoun. One thing to remember. If I don't want to use a name of a thing, maybe it's too long. I don't want to say a dog. I don't want to say a table. I don't want to say a camera, a pencil. What am I going to replace those names with? Remember, they are not people. We only say it is a he, it's a boy, it's a she, it's a girl, and it's a I. am talking about myself, it's a I. I'm a person. But now we're talking about things which are not people. They can't talk. So I'm going to replace their names with a it. I'll say, it is a dog. It is a table. It is running. It is very small because it's not a person for me to say he, a she, or a I. All right, so those are the pronouns. They replaces our names. Okay, now we are going to look at the pronouns that we are going to use today. So today we are going to use the pronouns which we are given here in the box. Check on your book. I, you, he, she, it, we, they, you, him, her, them, it, us. Those are the pronouns that we are going to replace today. Now, we are going to have an exercise for you that we are going to do. You have to circle for me all the pronouns in every sentence. Now, the first one is done for you. I'm going to do the second one for you, and the rest you can try them at home, and I'm going to check you tomorrow. All right, number one. The sentence reads, please follow with me. As I'm reading, you're also pointing at your words there. She went to the store with Angela. She went to the store with Angela. Now, which one is a pronoun from that sentence? Remember, do not underline, circle. Do not circle if it is a name, a proper name of a person, but we only want a pronoun, the word that replaces a name. So in this sentence, we have Angela. So can we underline Angela? No. Because Angela is a name of a person. We want to replace the name. Are we together? Yes. Okay, so she, it tells us more about this pronoun. So the name which the she replaced was the name of a girl, isn't it? Yes, it is. So we circle the she. Now let's look at number 2. 6 of us had to squeeze in the tiny car. 6 of us had to squeeze in the tiny car. Which word is the pronoun in that sentence? Which one is the pronoun? Okay. Us. We are many. Us refers to many. So many of us, I don't know how many we were in the car, but we were not one. We were many. 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can't mention all of us names. Therefore, we just come up with one word. Which word is that? Which is us, referring to all of us which were in the car. So you are going to circle the us. Now, can you try number 3, 4, 5 up to number 10 at home? You first have to read the sentence. Then you know which words you are to replace. Are we together? That is good. So grade 2, I'll leave you with this exercise. While you are enjoying it, let me take the grade 3 also with their exercise. Let's go to page 25. Grade 3s, I hope you are still with me there. You have enjoyed revising the pronouns with the grade 2s. All right. So let's come to our own exercise, which is a bit challenging. I hope you will enjoy this. I'm very much in it myself here. Okay, so I'm going to take you through the pronouns, but this time they are just a bit challenging just for your level, but I know you can do it. The example there, which is given to us, reads, John is a male carrier. John is a male carrier. John carries a blue bag. John carries a blue bag. What are we supposed to do here? It says here we have to rewrite each sentence, and we have to change the underlined word or words to a pronoun. So this is a bit challenging. We first have to know whom are we talking about. Is it a girl or a boy? And how many people are we talking about? Are we together? For us to identify which pronoun to use. Okay, now, John is a male carrier. John is actually a what? Is it a girl or a boy? I think John is a boy. So John carries a blue bag. Now we are going to replace John with a pronoun, the correct one. So we are going to say, he is a male carrier. That is a sentence on its own. And the second one, under John carries a blue bag, we are going to say, he carries a blue bag. Because now John is a boy and we don't want to be calling him all over and again, John, John, John. We are just going to say he. We say he carries a blue bag. Okay, are we still together? I hope so. All right, so let's continue. The first sentence there with our exercise says, Sarah made dinner for the whole family. Sarah made dinner for the whole family. First thing we have to identify is Sarah a name of a boy or a name of a girl? I think Sarah is a name of a girl. So Sarah is a name of a girl. And what word do we replace a girl's name with? We replace it with a she. Very good. There you go. It's not that difficult. It's very easy. So Sarah, we replace it with a she. Now we are not going to repeat rewriting saying Sarah made dinner for the whole family again and again. But this time we are just going to say she made dinner for the whole family. Now the other thing I want you to do number 2, 3, 4. But I can see there is something which is very tricky there. But I hope you will get it. On number 2 it says Tyler plays tag with Miguel and Ramon. Tyler plays tag with Miguel and Ramon. How many people are there? Tyler is playing tag with 2 people, not only one person, 2 people. So we're not going to say Tyler, we're not going to say he plays tag with he and he. Are we going to say such a thing? I don't think so. So we are going to replace them with a certain word. What word can that be? There are many, remember? So we are going to say, he plays tag with them. He plays tag with them. So them is a pronoun that is correct that we should replace the names with. All right. Now try for me number 3 and number 4. Then I'll check your homework tomorrow. Now, we are going to look at the work of the grade 2s. I hope they will enjoy this because, hey, the colors on this page are very much bright and I'm enjoying looking and watching at them. So what are we going to do on this one? On page 26, we are going to unscramble the letters to make the word matching the picture. You have to check the picture. I'll give you a clue of how the word will be written. For example, the first one, the number 10. They have given us the number 10. So, how do we write 10 in a word? How do we write 10 in a word? It is scrambled, remember? You know what is to scramble? The words, the letters are jumbled together and they don't just make sense when you read it. You can't read it. Even when I try to read it, it doesn't really make sense. So you have now to unscramble it to make the correct word. But at least the picture will give you a clue of what you are supposed to do. So now let's look at these letters. There is a of an elephant, an N, and a T. But I can't read them still. So now the picture says it's a 10. So how do I write 10? So writing a 10, I'll start with a T. And then I'll put a and then that will make a 10. You start with a T, a and an N. They have scrambled it. Let me just show you and a T. Now this letter, I can't read it. It doesn't really make sense. Even if I read it to say ant, this is not how we write ant of an insect. So now to unscramble it, the picture here, they say it is a 10. It should be a 10. So how do I write 10? Now I'll start therefore with a T and a E. And then there it is. Now it makes sense. It's a 10. Now I would like you to do the same with all other pictures. The pictures are there, they will give you a clue. And then what you have to do is just to practice and see whether it makes sense after you have put it together nicely. So, grade 2, there you go, enjoy. Let me now take through the grade 3 with their activity. Grade 3, now we are going to enjoy doing our clapping today. We have a reading there on page 27. It is summer. That is our reading. I'll quickly read it through, and then after that, there is something new that we are going to learn in this passage. We are going to learn about syllables. We are going to learn about syllables. You will enjoy this. Syllables are quite a very nice topic for me. Okay, now let's read about summer and hear what it says. It is summer. It is a wonderful sunny day. Leto is in a hurry to get home. Yesterday, Mother promised to buy ice cream and fruit for lunch. She is happy to eat such nice food today. After lunch, Leto puts on her swimming costume and jumps into the pool. Her little brother wants to swim too. He is still young and cannot swim yet. The sun shines brightly and soon the rain will fall. Can you hear the wind blow? Father calls Leto to get dressed because she must go back to school for athletics practice. We will leave now, he says. There are clouds in the sky. The raindrops splash on the car windows. The children must wait for a few minutes before they can run around the rugby field. Today they enjoy the running in the cool temperature. Okay, we have read about summer. Now, what we are going to learn here is the syllables. Now, we have the underlined words. We are going to look much on the underlined words. But before I go through the underlined words, let me explain what is a syllable. Okay. Syllables. Now, what are syllables? The syllables are the beats in a word. Syllables are the beats in a word. Each word has got syllables, and they don't have one syllable, but they have got different number of syllables. Some words have got 1, some 2, some 3. Today we are going to learn how do we get the number of syllables in a word. Okay, so what we are going to do, we'll be calling out some of the words which are underlined there, or some will not be underlined, but we just want to find out how many syllables are in that word. So, now as we are reading the word, we are going to clap. And the number of claps that we are going to clap are a number of syllables in a word. All right, for example, yesterday is underlined in that passage. Yesterday. So we are going to read yesterday while we are clapping. So please clap with me at home. Clap with me. Yesterday. Let's clap. Yesterday. How many claps did we do? Yes, 3. So we have clapped 3 times. So in yesterday, there are 3 syllables. There are 3 syllables. We have clapped 3 syllables. But when I'm going to say summer, let's try to clap summer. Summer. If we clap summer, we clap it twice. Summer. Okay, so how many syllables there? There are 2 syllables in summer. There are 2 syllables in summer. Let's try to clap good. Good. How many times did we clap? 1. Only 1. So good is only having 1 syllable. So you see that different words have different number of syllables that are in a word. Okay, so now, how do we know how many syllables are in a word? Not only by counting or clapping now. We have to check the number of vowels. Remember, we have learned about our 5 vowels. Do you still remember the 5 vowels? Do you remember them? Okay, let me write it here. A, E, O, and O. These are my 5 vowels on my fingers. I can use my fingers. A, E, O, O. The number of vowels will determine how many syllables are in a word. So you don't need to be clapping all the time and clapping and clapping. And you can just check on the word how many syllables, how many vowels are in that word. Then that will determine how many syllables are in a word. Now, one other thing. What about if a word is having 2 vowels coming together? How about if I say bread? How many syllables are going to be in a bread? I'm not going to count it, but I just want to check. Okay, how do we write bread? I still have a space here. I can write bread. So, if the 2 vowels come together like that, it takes only 1. It's only taking 1 vowel. So this sound here, the A for the elephant and the A for the apple, is just a what? It's just going to be 1. Therefore, this bread, even if I don't clap it, it's just going to give me what? Only 1 syllable. Are we together? Remember, the vowels determines how many syllables are in a word. Okay. All right, so now what about cutting the words into syllables? Now, on our activity there, if you check, they have told us that we have to do what? We have to divide the words which are underlined into syllables. Now, how do I know? Where am I supposed to cut this word to say this is 1 syllable, that is another syllable, that is another syllable? By dividing it according to the vowels which are in a word, it will give me a clue on where to cut. But remember, there are vowels in a word and there are consonants in a word. The consonants are all the letters of the alphabet except the vowels. When you take out your vowels from the alphabet, you take it out, the rest of the alphabet are called consonants. So those consonants also, you have to take it into account when you are cutting your word. All right. Okay, so now let us try and cut yesterday and see where we are supposed to cut in order to determine our syllables which are in yesterday. We said there are 3 by clapping. So now let's check the number of vowels there. Okay. So yesterday. How many vowels do we have there? We have the first vowel there. It's not together, remember? They're not coming together. So it's standing alone. And then we have another A there. It's standing alone. And we have the A of an apple. It's standing alone. So we are counting them separately. So yesterday. How many syllables? 3. Where do I cut? So the A, the first vowel here, it must stand alone in its own group. So I'm going to cut it between this and the T, because these 2 consonants, they must not come together on one side. So I have to divide them. And then the T is also having a vowel. And I have the 2 consonants again after a vowel. Where do I divide? They must not come together. Now I have 1, 2, 3. There am I. There I am. I'm having my 3 syllables. But if the consonant was only standing alone here, where will it go? It will not remain with the vowel this side. It will run to the next group. Are we together? These are the rules on how you must cut. I know it's a bit challenging, but if you can just listen nicely to me, then you will get it correct. All right, so now we are going to try and see if you will be able to cut these words which are underlined. Try to clap them first. You clap yesterday, ice cream, swimming costume, rain, wind, athletics, clouds, raindrops, children, and temperature. I hope you have enjoyed the syllables. Clap your hands for yourselves. Yes, you have done it. I hope you have enjoyed the lesson for today. Remember the pronouns, the words that we use instead of naming a person. And the syllables, the ones that we divide, and the clapping of the words. Okay, now we are going to sanitize our hands. Very important. Rub it nicely out and between the fingers. There you go. Thank you. Now we are going to call upon our friend Zoshi for a goodbye.
Hi everyone, I'm Zoshi. And Simon says don't touch your face, your eyes, your nose, and your mouth unless your hands are super clean. Bye!